Flosstube friends, long time no see again. I'll say long time no see, it's been 2 months. So as predicted, no, I didn't get to make a video the following month, and I didn't really get that much stitching done, so this is going to be a short and sweet video. I hope you're all enjoying your summer, although I think summer's starting to come to an end. I know it's the end of August and I should accept that summer's nearly over, but I've been having a blast. So I've been super busy, gardening, working, had a lovely holiday abroad for a week. This coming week, again, another busy week. We get to find out on Thursday this week how my daughter did on her GCSEs, and then sort of what course or what A-level she's looking to do at college. So I promised her we'll go for a dinner, for either a celebratory dinner or a commiserations dinner. So we're not 100% sure which one it is, but hey, you know, she's done the best she can. And to boot, we've had another bit of good news. She's actually just landed her first part-time job, which is all around computers and working in like a computer store, which is all about gaming and stuff, which is really up her street. So yeah, so it's all good here in good old sunny Essex. Like I said, not much actual stitching as such, so this will be a short video, but I did want to share some things. So you remember that I had a couple of finishes. I actually went out and thought, well, do I take them to a framer to get them to frame them, or do I attempt to try and do it myself? So I decided that because they were little projects, I would try to do them myself. But before I did them, I needed to make sure that the frames that I went and purchased would actually fit the project and look right. So these aren't actually put in properly with the foam board and pinned and all that. One, because I haven't researched it enough to do it, and two, I just haven't had time to do it. But what I wanted to do was actually put the projects into the frames to make sure that they fit. So I thought I'd share it with you just so that you could see. So excuse the wrinkles because they're still a bit wrinkly, because they're not actually fixed in at all. They're just behind the glass and in the frame. So you'll remember this. This is the piece that Caroline Mazzio gifted me around Christmas time. Oh, there's such a bad glare from the kitchen. I do apologise. Let me see if I can sort that out. So yeah, but it does fit in this lovely little frame. And I love this frame because they're really deep, look. And then inside at the back, there's a big space, sort of yay big, behind, so I should be able to get the board in and still get the back on, so it won't need to just be sort of, you know, taped down. So yeah, so there's this one, which I did actually finish and put the little button bead on. There you go, look, a little button bead. Sorry about the glare. As you can see, we're in the kitchen today. We're having a kitchen day. Fudge wouldn't let me in my own room because he's on my chair, so I thought, well, I'll come out here then if that's the way it's going to be. And then also the butterfly that I did, the design by Lisa that Mary gifted me, Mastering the Art of Simplicity. So I thought, well, we'll have a bash at framing this one. So, and here it is. Again, it's not got the hardboard in it yet. It's literally just laid in behind the glass. So, but I just needed to make sure it fits. This one is actually quite tight because I put beads at the bottom here. If you see down there. And this bit is a bit close to the edge. So, but I don't mind. I don't mind that. It's going to be hanging on my wall. And the fact that I've framed it myself, or I will frame it myself, I'm more than happy with that. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's not like a huge, great project where you've spent, you know, 6 months, a year stitching on it, and then you put it in a naff looking frame and you're like a bit disappointed with it. I haven't, you know, it's not going to be one of those. What else have I been doing? Okay, so I decided, because obviously that was my train project, that I would start a new train project. So we have a new start. Oh, here we go. Typical Teresa, dropping everything all over the floor. See, I've been away all this time and nothing changes. I'm still exactly the same. So, okay, so my new start is, Soda Stitches, High Heels collection. I thought that was super cute. So, and my friend done one of them, because I bought two and gave one away to her. So I've made a start. It's not massive amounts. I just picked some white even weave to do it on, because again, train projects. And it's so difficult to pick a hand-dyed fabric when you've got that many colours in the shoes. I mean, the shoes are all different colours. It's a bit different if I just did one shoe, because you could put it on something that complements, but because there's 3 shoes on there, I couldn't decide on a material, and I just wanted to make a start. So here we go. This is my little start. Like I said, it's a little bit of a start. So I started on this shoe. So it's that bit there that you're looking at. So yeah, so we have a new start. Again, a nice little train project, something that I can sit on the train and do. There's no rush for it. So I'd already started this one, and then we was just about, not far before we was going on holiday, I was breezing through Facebook, which is almost like unheard of these days. It's very rare that you'll see me on Instagram or Facebook. I just don't get to them. I don't know what with being in the garden and doing gardening, which you don't sit there looking at your phone when you're gardening, the housework, the running around in the car. So, and I know a lot of people, you sit and look at Facebook in the evenings and at night time, like when you go and lay in bed. I go and lay in bed and that's it, I'm gone, solid gone, sleeping, snoozing like you wouldn't believe. It's like I've got narcolepsy. It's like wherever I sit, I fall asleep. Unless, of course, I'm stitching. Let me retrieve this bit. So, on the odd occasion that I did actually look on Facebook, I saw something come up, because a lot of you know that I purchased my DMC threads through Lakeside Needlecrafts. And all of a sudden, there was this thing that came up to say that there was a fantasy sale. So you'll probably all know which one I'm talking about. So this is the exclusive designed by Durant Jones, and it's the Lakeside Needlecraft Fantasy Sale. So that's the border, which is like sort of what everybody gets as a set, as a start point. And then for every month, you get a circle at the beginning of every month to stitch it. Now, you'll all know that I've never done a sale before. And I was thinking, do you know what? I'm sitting here picking all these little designs to do on the train. Something like one of these little sales would be perfect. So I had to do it. I couldn't help myself. I ordered it. Now, because I knew that I was looking to do this more on the train, rather than at home when where everything's kept clean and tidy, I decided to go with the 18 count Ada, opalescent Ada. I decided on the pink, of course. It's very pale pink, but it's still pink. But I decided to go with that because it would be easier to stitch when I'm on the move and the train's wobbling around. So I made a little start on it literally as we went away on holiday. So I used the flight out, the flight back, and I think I'd done an extra day on it just to get as much of the circles and the borders done as I could before the first one came out, which actually came out on the 1st of August. Now, we flew back from holiday, I think 2 or 3 days before that, and I still had a circle or so to go. So I managed to get all the circles done literally the day before the first one came out, and then obviously I've stitched up the first one for August. So this is where I've got to, and I think it's super cute because I've never done anything like this before. I haven't finished the borders and the inserts, obviously. You have to excuse the wrinkles because it's all been screwed up. So I made a start here on the border section and did the inner bit. But then this is my little, this is the number 1. So this was August 1. So this is my little Pegasus. And then obviously there's the rest of the, there we go. So now I'm just waiting for the 1st of September for the next one to come in. But the little Pegasus, I think I'm just going to have to call it Pretty Pegasus because it is proper cute and sweet. So I've actually officially started my first ever stitch along, which I'm chuffed with. I must admit, doing the border whilst on the plane and then up against the clock, knowing for me to actually start it along with everybody else on the 1st of August was going to be tight. There was frantic stitching on the aeroplane, so, you know, I had some lady next to me that had a baby, and do you know what? This does make me laugh. On a plane, my child, who's a teenager, along with her friend, was sitting next to her dad. I was stuck on my own. A couple sat down next to me with this little cute baby that must have been about 18 months, 2 years old. Do you know what? This baby was a little angel. It didn't squeak, it didn't cry, it didn't do anything until the parents kept trying to stuff bottles in its face. Now, I understand that when you're going up and when you're coming down, because I travelled with Lauren. Lauren was a very seasoned traveller at a very early age. And we put her on a plane when she was sort of 7 or 8 months old. So I'm aware of the ears, and that they cry and that they get restless and they get upset if they're not allowed to move. But this child wasn't doing that. Yet the parents insisted on stuffing this bottle in its face, on making it eat something, and that upset it more. So the kid was flinging itself around all over me and they're like, oh, I do apologise. You know what? You just feel like saying, look, all the time that you're not trying to stuff the bottle in its face, it's fine. It's just sitting there. It's cooing, it's making funny little squeaky noises. It's not doing anything. Every time you try and ram that bottle down its throat because someone's told you that on the way up and on the way down you must make them drink because it stops their ears from hurting, and then they won't scream the plane to pieces for the entire sort of journey. Yeah, if your baby's screaming, then yes, of course, try everything in your power to stop it from screaming and to try and keep it calm. But really? Oh. So as you can imagine, I'm trying to stitch. I've got this crazy little child flinging itself, its milk and everything all over me. So again, another good reason that I picked like just some pinky, light pink opalescent Ada, because at least I know that when the project's done, it can go in the wash, or it can have a wash, hand wash. I'll never put it in my washing machine. But yeah. So anyway, there's me sitting on a bus. Sorry, there's me sitting on the plane on my own. 5 hours there, 5 hours back. So that's pretty much where I got most of this done. Okay, so that's another new start and a continuation. One more thing to show you, that's it. I told you it was short and sweet. So you remember my Mirabilia? Of course we do. The lovely lady, Roses of Provence. For those of you on Stitch Mania, you will know that I had a proper meltdown and an utter issue with her. And I'll be completely honest, I lost my temper with her so much, I kicked her across my living room floor. It was terrible. She was not going well. The masses of support that came flooding in from those on the Stitch Mania face group, thank you so much. For anyone that I missed a post and didn't respond or like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't thank you enough. There was so much useful information and so many people that were just saying, Teresa, look, don't chuck her in the bin, don't put your foot through her, put her away for a little while. You know, it is fixable. We can't see what the problem is. I know you were saying you can't see what's wrong with her, but if you'd have seen her in the flesh, you so would have seen it. My whole family was just like, what's wrong with her arm, Mum? There's something wrong with her. So, I mean, when someone that doesn't stitch can pick it out, I'm like, oh God, that's terrible. That's really bad. Needless to say, after a little bit of help from the husband, who basically is an engineer, so he started looking at lines and he was going, oh, that there. He said, well, I know the pattern says one thing. He said, but knock that out. He said, because you've obviously done that wrong. I mean, honestly, this piece has got so many errors in it, it's unbelievable. In fact, I would say it's majority error than it is actually followed by the chart. So, but I'm pleased to say that I've done the skin to my best ability. Backstitching. Backstitching, people. When you're backstitching, you know, when you're stitching 2 over 2, you backstitch over 2. So my question is, when you're backstitching on 1 over 1, do you backstitch 1 over 1 or do you backstitch 2 over 1? Because it is 1. I don't know. But I don't know if that was the reason that this all went really, really wrong, as well as the fact that I'd obviously stitched it wrong. All I know was that I was ready to call it a day and to just quit her, because it just got so difficult. And obviously when you've been working on it, and when it got to the point that you've worked on something for over a year. I started this in July 2015. And by the time I got to where I was, and I was like, there's no turning back from this. I can't fix it. There's no fix. I can't make it look any better than it does. That was a little bit hard for a newbie Mirabilia stitcher. I've got to be honest, Heaven and Earth design are way easier than this. This has by far been the most challenging, the most emotional stitch I've ever done in my life. I think she's gorgeous, and I think if I carry on the way I am, that I can get over the fact that I know she's got errors in her, and that I know that the back stitch doesn't look as good as it should or could if someone else had done it. But it's the best that I could do. So don't laugh at the back stitch. It's not good. It's not, you know, I'm not very good at back stitching. It's my conclusion, and I'm not sure I'll ever do a Mirabilia again because of the back stitch. The back stitch, just, I don't get that. So anyway, here we go. It's about time you saw her. So here she is, and her arms do look a little wiggly in comparison to how they're supposed to look. Let me bring you a bit closer. I had to make adjustments at the bottom of the arm here, and I had to make some additional adjustments here, and that still to me doesn't look quite right. The top of this arm, I'm sorry, but the back stitch is appalling, and I really don't know a way around it, but I daren't pull it out and try and do it again because I know I'll mess it up. So, but that's how she's going to stay now. I'm done with keep trying to sort of make it look better than it does, because I just don't think I can. I don't think I've got the experience to do it. So, and I've done a little bit more of the dress. So we have, where are we? She's so big. So I've been working my way along here some more with the dress. But, I mean, well, this will give you an idea of how big she is against me. I mean, she's up to my neck here. This is below my belly button, down here. She is humongous. Beautiful, if you don't stare too much at the imperfections, but she's huge. But I'm done with skin now. Do you know what? It wasn't even the 1/1 skin that was the problem, it's the back stitch. I don't understand what happened with the back stitch. The back stitch just went really, really wrong. I can't even tell you what happened, or how it happened. It just did. So one more look. So lots of dress, of which is still not done, but I'm working on that now. But she does have a head, and she does have arms, and she does have chest. And if she doesn't look like the chart, then I'm just going to have to accept she doesn't look like the chart, and that she's unique. Very unique. She's so unique because I stitched her. So, but I have to say, considering that I'm not very good at uploading my Flosstube videos at the moment because it's summer, and I don't really get a chance to go on Facebook or Instagram or social media. When I did reach out on Facebook to Stitch Mania and to, I think it was one of the Mirabilia Facebook groups, the masses of responses from those on Stitch Mania and the Mirabilia group. Thank you so much. I was ready to just put her in the bin or put my foot through her. I mean, it's a bit much when you actually launch your manilium frame with piece on across the living room floor. That's what happened. Even my husband was like, oh dear, oh dear. And that was when he sort of stepped in. He was like, baby, it can't be this bad. Post something, say something to some of your friends, post something. You know, that I'm sure someone knows what you're going through or how you can fix it. And then obviously after people had sort of sent messages saying, I don't really see what the problem is with it, you know, and if you're not happy with it, you can try this and you can try that. And I'm thinking, you know what, that's a good idea. But then I'm thinking, well, I don't even know where to start with that. But that's where my husband engineering came in, and he was like, Teresa, let's just have a little look. Let me see. He said, ignore the pattern. He said, let's look at the piece itself. He said, and work out where the lines should go in comparison to where you're at now. You know, it doesn't matter that it's got issues. It doesn't matter that you've got too many stitches in it. There's a way around it. So anyway, there you go. There's the update. Told you not much stitching happening. I'm hoping that now summer's starting to come to an end, and you know, once I've pulled all my bulbs out and you know, ready the garden for winter, I'll get a lot more stitching in, and I will be back on Flosstube a little bit more frequently. So anyway, take care of all, and I will see you again on the next video. Bye bye for now.